Judith Owen, welcome to the Blues Matters Chat, the Blues Matters podcast. How are you?
I'm good. Bit jet lagged. Just got in from New Orleans last night, but I'm okay. I'm here for you.
Well, thank you. Is that where you live now? Do you live in New Orleans?
I live in London and New Orleans, yes.
Oh, right,
So between
okay.
the two. Yeah. You can't get rid of me, I'm afraid.
But you do originate from Wales, am I
do.
right?
I do. My family from South Wales, so I'm blessed to have that sort of soft, throaty, lovely sort of rich voice that I absolutely put down to being Welsh. There's no doubt about it.
My wife would agree with you because her dad was from the Rhondda Valley. So,
See?
yeah.
It's just everybody's, they always say in America to me, are you just, are you all thinking, it's the sound is such that everybody in my family was singers. My father was an opera singer in London and, everyone sang. And there is a sound, that from male, voice choirs. It's just, there is a sound. So I'm very
Yeah, I was
lucky
going
to
to
have
ask
it.
you, I read that your dad was an opera singer. Is
Yeah.
that where your love of singing or your love of music came from initially?
Definitely. I mean, I grew up hearing my father, that was how the day started with him doing his scales. And then he'd go up, he was in the company at Royal Opera House, Covent Garden. So that would be every single day. He'd be off there, rehearsing in the morning, doing shows at night and then touring the world. And that really was, I saw it was the biggest influence on me. I saw the joy on his face when he sang. I saw how elated he looked. And went to the opera house every weekend that we could as kids to see the dress rehearsals, and it was just so magical. Everything about it was extraordinary. The orchestra, the sets, the singing, crying. I was 5 years old first time I went there and was there almost every weekend from there on. But at home, my father was really unusual. My mother was a big band fan, and my father had an incredible collection of jazz and blues. We loved everything, and soul music. We loved every kind of Black American music. It was just like, that's what we were listening to. It really was. So it was an extraordinary mix of music. I never saw any difference between classical and any other kind of music. I just knew it was a different dialect, but it was all, that was our vocabulary. That was the way that we communicated. So it was just natural for me to just go between all those things.
Yeah. So you obviously like with your dad being an opera singer, I was just going to ask you when was the influence of the jazz and blues? Well, obviously you've just told me it was literally from an extremely early age.
Yeah. Very much so. And he had this collection of 45s. I can even see it to this day that when he was a kid in the 50s, he had these 45s. They were in between sort of like the big 33s, the Puccinis and the Rachmaninoffs and the Chopins and everything, and the Beethoven. And in the middle, there were these sexy looking singles. And there was some I remember there being like Lady Madonna, Beatles, and a couple of Beatles things, but they were mostly Nellie Lutcher, Julia Lee. I mean, they were all, there was Oscar Peterson stuff. There was just Errol Garner. There's just an amazing group of things. And then they loved like Aretha, and it was Nina Simone, and it was into the soul and so into the, gospel stuff. And then Motown. I mean, it was just like everything. So it was, but when I heard Nellie Lutcher and Julia Lee both at the piano, and this would have been from early 50s, I think, because Nellie was like a huge star. Nobody knows who she is anymore. No one knows her at all, or Julia Lee for that matter. They were these badass women solo at the piano who went there, the trio as well. Funny, brilliant, witty, incredibly stylized, full of double entendres. I mean, just extraordinary. And even as a kid, even as a little girl, I could hear how powerful these women were and how fearless they were. And so it was the whole mishmash, this, as they say in New Orleans, this gumbo of sound that, different things suited different emotions. But it was all there. And that's what I think music is. You're in the mood for something. It's like eating. You're in the mood for that. You're in the mood for that. Yeah.
You've just used a word, Dad, that I use very often. It's a gumbo. The blues is a gumbo.
It is.
And that's blues, jazz, soul, gospel. Yeah,
it's coming from the same
throw everything into the pot.
place. You throw everything in, and it's wonderful. It's just wonderful. So blues-based jazz, with that real gospel sound to it. which is, of course, where all that, ultimately it was that leaving it from the church, taking it from the church. It's all there. It's my favorite thing. And that's why I was led ultimately, although I went to America to be with my husband, it was on the West Coast, but then we ended up in New Orleans because the minute I went there, that was it. That was it. In the late 90s, I was just like, no, this is it. This is it. Because I recognized so much of the music that I'd grown up with. It was just like a home. Felt like home.
Yeah.
And it's alive and fresh, and it's not a museum. It's a living, really vital place where the music scene is so alive. It's extraordinary. It's like nowhere I've ever been in my life.
It's on our bucket list. We've done a lot of places in the States, and we did Route 66, and we've been lots of blues clubs and been lucky enough to go to Chicago.
Yeah.
New Orleans, we've yet to do, but it's something we've got to do it.
It's like nowhere else. It's extraordinary. And it's, like I said, there's a music scene there you cannot believe. It's so broad. There's so many things musically there, but jazz and blues, I mean, still, it's not a museum piece. It is absolutely vital and amazing. And the people that come from there and the culture of music that is from the ground up, it's like literally bubbling up from the ground. And it feels very special being that, it's the birth of jazz, of course, but it's like historically, in its beauty and its ugliness, which is, of course, what life is, as we know, and what made this music come out and change the world as we know it. It's a very special place. And I think the reason why I did the first single, the first music video of That's Why I Love My Baby, that's why I wanted it to be during Carnival, during Mardi Gras, and it's the Friday before Fat Tuesday, because this isn't like a made up, like choreographed thing. This is literally what it feels like and looks like in the streets of New Orleans on that day. And in fact, most days, but in that particular time since 12th night on the 6th of January all the way up to Carnival, this is what it is. And it's amazing. It's extraordinary.
I take it that it's like, it's a living city.
Yeah.
24/7.
Yeah.
Living and buzzing and jumping. Do you get the atmosphere where there's literally the music all around you, even if you're just walking down to the store?
That's right. It's Harry and my husband and I are constantly going, where else would you see this? It's like in the morning, things are quiet. In the French Quarter, like you just see it's like a peaceful thing. And then you'll see somebody going home from an all-nighter of music, carrying their tuba or their trumpet, or, cycling past you with a massive tuba that's slapped on their backs. And it's like, where else would you see buskers that are world class who should be on stage? Where else do you see stuff like this? Or in the distance, you're hearing a marching band, you're hearing a second line going along, and you're hearing that sound. And if you're lucky, you might turn a corner in the car and suddenly there it is, and there's a second line going, and you just stop the car and just roll down the windows and just take it all in. And it's like, bloody hell. So before I came here on Sunday, just gone, I was out for Super Sunday, which is when the Mardi Gras Indians, who it's like, I can't even try and describe them to people, but when they're showing off their new suits, and the whole tribe are going out and competing for best suit. Hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of beads and feathers on a level that you've never seen in your entire life. It's extraordinary. And I'm looking at my friend, and we're looking at each other going, everywhere else, it's just Sunday. And that's what we say on the Fat Tuesday. Everywhere else, it's just a Tuesday. And then, and this doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. There's always a celebration. Always.
Yeah.
Every Sunday there's a second line somewhere in town that just blows your mind. And every night you'll go down Frenchman Street, where every club has amazing music spilling onto the street. And like you said, that is living, breathing. It's unrelenting. And it can be overwhelming too. But when you live there, you know how to pace yourself, how to do it. But you're never, ever, ever going to be asking yourself, what shall I do? Oh, I wish there was something to do. Never. Yeah. If anything, it's like, I need a night in. I need a night in. I need an early night, because it's like most people, you're just like, oh my God, you can. But
we went many years ago. We were in the States, and we popped into shall we dare do this? And there was like a gospel church.
Yeah.
And we went in and stood at the back. And there was all, like I said, there was all this energy and it was so happy. And I'm thinking, why can't the world just be like these people? Do you know what I mean? The music was unbelievably good.
Yeah.
Obviously. And I'm thinking it just radiates happiness everywhere.
Yes. And
You know,
it is an extraordinary thing. It's one of the reasons that I got on this album, why I got my friend Tanya Boyd-Cannon, who's a remarkable singer, to pull together a choir to sing on the last track, Inside Out, because if you have had that experience as you have had of being in a church or being around a Baptist choir, there's nothing like it. I mean, it doesn't matter how religious you are or not, and I'm not, you literally feel like you have been taken to church and you
feel better.
You feel like you have touched the divine.
Yeah.
It's like it elevates you to, and it's built for exactly that reason, because when your life is that hard, when your life is that cruel and unfair, and you struggle on a daily basis, God knows everybody does at this point, and look at the world we're living in.
Yeah.
That's what you need, is you need the experience where you are lifted out of your pain. That's what it was built for. That's what it does. And I think the more and more crap that we're living through in this world, the more we all need that. And it's one of the reasons that I love living in New Orleans. Is one of the reasons I wanted to make this album, because nowhere do you feel that a city understands finding joy in the face of adversity. And that's what church is about. Finding joy in the face of adversity. And like, that we all know that one now. We all know it.
Yeah, exactly. Like I say, it doesn't matter if you're religious. If it makes you go to somewhere and you come out and you go, I just feel blessed.
I feel incredible.
Feel really happy.
Yeah.
Smile on my face. The day's better already.
Yeah, it's about being
it's
about being human. As opposed to religious, I think it's about feeling humanity at its best. And it is, oh God, it's so inspiring and uplifting, and we all desperately need it. So yeah, that, and
now
I felt
more than ever.
Oh my God, yes.
Now more than ever. Yeah. So getting on to the album, Suit Yourself. You've just mentioned Tanya. And I will tell you now, I'm not just, saying this. I think it's one of the best albums I've heard this year.
Thank you so much.
I told Peter that in an email. I just think it's unbelievably good. It's
Thank
just
you.
jazz and blues, which I love. It's superb. Absolutely.
Thank you.
The whole album made me feel happy, like we've just been talking about.
Yes. Yes.
So how did you start working on that? Did the living in New Orleans have a part to play in writing the album and arranging the songs, or was it the people that you worked with?
It's a whole mismatch of all those things, It's everything. I wouldn't be making an album like this if I wasn't living in New Orleans. It all started in 2022 during COVID, when I brought out a record called Come On Get It, which was a celebration of those women that I grew up listening to, and realized that that's exactly who I was and what I wanted to be and who I aspired to be.
Mm-hmm.
During COVID, it was like, well, good grief, everybody is depressed. Everybody is anxious. Like, I spent my whole life being depressed and anxious, but now everybody understood it. Everybody was in the same place.
Yep.
So I just thought, I'm going to do a record that makes people want to get up and dance, feel good, feel joy. And with this album, I knew that I wanted to, I'd done a live record, I'd done a Christmas big band record. And with this record, I knew I wanted to mix all those things that I do, plus my arrangements of some great classics, with my interpretations of those songs, plus my own writing, because I am, at the end of the day, a songwriter. That's who I am.
Yeah.
So now I needed it to be the whole thing. And I wanted it to be, even, although it's the blues and there's songs that are about loss, but I wanted every damn song to make you feel good. Exactly as you said. I want this album is about finding joy in the face of adversity. That's it. And the city affects that. The musicians, of course, no one plays like New Orleans musicians. No one. Because they play with a smile on their face and in their hearts. That's the difference. You can hear it, you can feel it. And it's the influence of the city. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's about people who are determined to make life better. And to
Yeah. Well, you've
find every
succeeded.
day, every day there needs to be one part of the day, there needs to be I'm so glad I'm alive
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody should play music every single day, no matter.
Oh, hell yes.
Yeah.
And dance to it and sing to it.
Yeah.
That's a big part of it too, because I'm a believer. I can't wait to get out on the road, which I'm just about to start now. Can't wait to play this music live because it's a shared experience. That's what New Orleans has also taught me, is that it's about the conversation I'm having with the audience, and it's about the audience feeling as happy as the joy that I'm feeling on stage. You're feeling it and you're sending it back to me and I'm sending it back to you, and that's it. That's it. This is not a one-way conversation. This is about the sharing of that pleasure.
Yeah. How did you get involved and get Joe Bonamassa to come along and play? I know he
I
does
love
play,
him.
he plays with virtually everybody on God's earth. I know.
Yes, he
And I
does,
know Joe
because
really well, but
one of the things that I love about Joe is that he's not precious. He doesn't like go, oh, I'm just going to play with on one thing, and I don't want to sort of like dilute my brand. Bollocks to that.
yeah.
Joe loves to play, as you know very well.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's a machine. He can't stop playing. I feel the same way. It's all I want to do. It's what I love. And if he likes it, he's going to play on it.
Yeah.
He loves it. And I saw Joe, one of my dearest friends, is one of his lovely, well, they're both, but one in particular is singing backup with him. The wonderful Danielle DeAndrea.
Yeah.
And Jade is the other
And
one, of
Jade
course. And the
McRae,
two of them are just like dear friends. And we went to see Joe when he was playing here in New Orleans at the Sanger, and met him afterwards. And my husband who's otherwise known as Derek Smalls, was doing some recording of a Derek Smalls song. And he said, I'd love Joe. Joe, would you fancy? And Joe was like, absolutely, because he's the biggest Spinal Tap fan. And then I thought, oh, well, good God, if he's going to ask, for Christ's sake. Because I had this, your mind is on vacation. And I was like, it's gagging for a bluesman on it. And that's when I thought, you know what, Joe, what do you think? So he was very, very kind to do that.
Yeah.
Very kind.
He can only say no. He can only say no.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, so I've learned that as well in life, which is like, you know what? What's the worst that can happen? No. Well, that's not so bad.
Yeah, I've always been of the same. If you don't ask, you don't get.
Took me a long time to realize that, but so now I just ask. And
Yeah, doing this job, you have to, and very, very rarely people say no. But
yes,
it
turns out
I daren't ask that guy or that lady something. Would you like to do this or what? And they go, yeah, of course I will. Yeah,
of course I would. I know.
Yeah.
It's like it's always, and I think with artists, we're all self-sabotaging in that way anyway. We're all like, we're not good at asking for bloody anything. But then it's like, balls. Would you? Anyway, it turns out, of course, he said yes, and I'm very glad he did, because it's a monster solo. So what a nice thing to have him on, to have Tanya, and then to have, oh my God, talk about gospel, talk about taking it to church. Davell Crawford on Today I Sing the Blues is it's kind of extraordinary. It's an extraordinary one take in the moment. They're all one takes, but that was really like
nailed it.
Well, that was the one where they didn't even have the mics up yet. So it was just, we were just like, well, let's try this. And I could see the engineer running around trying to because it was like, we didn't do let's see how that mic sounds, or let's see, let's just get some levels. Nah, just went for it. And that was it. So level schmevel, just take it. And then he jumped on the Hammond afterwards, and it was like, oh my God. It really, it's just like that thing, of like.
I said it was one of the best I've heard this year. And I do genuinely mean that. And I get to listen to a lot of albums, and some are better. But if somebody asked me to say, what is your favourite track on an album? If I say I can't pick one, that means every single one is extremely good. I would be stuck. If somebody put a gun to my head about Suit Yourself, I would more than likely go with Today I Sing the Blues, for why you just explained. But do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
That was the one that, I've goose pimples now just talking about it. But when I heard it, I thought, yeah, it's all good, but Yeah. If I had to
No,
pick one.
that is like straight. I'm getting goosebumps now. It's straight to church. I mean, it's like direct line to God, small g, but you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
it's one of those. It's one of those things that you think, oh my God. Because you get stuff like that live. You get, it's magic in a bottle. Magic in a bottle. Very hard to get in the studio because everything is so like organized. You know, there's too much stuff is being done. It's like the red light goes on, everyone gets nervous. You forget what the point of it all is. That's why I record everything live. That's why I just, you know, as in we're getting this or we're not, warts and all. I don't care. It's the performance that speaks. That's why, that's what keeps it not just alive, but that's what touches the listener is the magic you get from a performance.
Yeah. And recording it live in the studio.
Yes, live in the studio. Yeah. That's the only way I can do it. There's
Good.
no overdubs. There's no separation. If someone fucks up, tough, we have to do it again, but or not, or just
Yeah.
like deal with it. Who cares? That's what pop music is about. Pop music is about having perfectly executed, and it's great and it's a wonderful art form. That's not what I do.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
about getting the emotional heart, getting to the heart.
yeah. If you want perfection, then you'll spend 3 years in a studio doing
Bloody
150
hell.
takes a day. Nah, that's not for me.
It's so not for me either, and it's just like it belies the thing that I'm after, which is it's the emotional weight. That's what I want. It's the emotional truth that comes through everyone's playing, comes through my voice, comes through everything. So you know when you get the take, you feel like there's 6 people in a room with one brain.
Yeah.
That's the take.
Yeah. When you're
So
all, and you
yeah.
can look at one another and just go, yeah, he's on it, she's on it.
Oh
Yeah,
my
we're on it. Yeah.
God, it's what, you know, it's exactly that. And that's what I felt with Davell. It's like, this is so many bloody mistakes. It's brilliant. It just it gives me, I get all goosebumpy when I hear that. And you know, I love Inside Out, which I wrote with Jameson Ross, because it's about the joy of being a flawed human being as far as, you know, the sharing. That's what that song's all about.
Well, that's what life's all about.
Share it. Yeah. And another take, which I can't believe worked out that well, but just shows you what you can do sometimes. But the last song I recorded on one day was Since I Fell for You.
Mm.
And my voice was wrecked because of course I'm singing full out the whole time, you know,
Yeah.
for every one of these takes. It's like, because I'm not going to overdub. This is all the performance. And by the time I got to that, I sounded like I'd had a bottle of vodka, and it was perfect for that
Yeah.
song.
Put some
I
gravel in
like
it. Yeah.
gravel, cracking, bittle, everything that makes that song right, because you're talking about having had your life just your heart is just torn open. And that's what I mean by sometimes you just don't know if it's going to be that way and how it will be. And, you know, To Your Door was one take where they didn't even have the levels up. First thing I did, I walked in, day one, did that, done. That was it. It's only one take, and that was it. So sometimes that is exactly how it should be.
Yeah. Raw, but truthful.
Truthful. And I've always thought the minute you get to like take 3, it's overworked. You're starting to overthink it.
Yeah.
The fact you're thinking means that you're not going to get it. And when you start thinking, it's done. So that's really, and I think that is what lies in this art form as far as in jazz and in blues. It's really about that. That's what improvisation is really, as far as, you know, you could be singing a song, it has structure, but it's what you do in it. It's how you present it. It's what happens. It's the magic that happens any moment, because there's not one version that's ever going to be repeated or like the next one. It can't be.
No.
And that's what I love about it. That's what's magical about this kind of music.
Do you go in the attitude of when you're recording a song in a studio as though you are actually singing to an audience live?
Yes.
Yeah. Good.
And if sometimes I get a few people in the audience, as in the studio itself, if they can behave properly and shut up. But if I have a person who's not in the band, you know, someone who's the audience, it changes me completely. Because I mean, I literally turn on the switch turns on the minute there's an audience. It's who I am. It's how I'm wired. It's why I love live performance. It's the most magical thing. It's the adrenalizer, as I call it. But it does change everything.
I'm so pleased that you feel that way, because in my opinion, that's how music should be. Like, say, and if halfway through, if you fuck it up, it's music, man.
Who cares? Start again,
Exactly.
or just laugh about it, make a joke. The audience love that.
Yeah.
But that's why when, when you go and see a great show and then you buy the record or buy the CD and then you listen to it and think, what happened? What happened?
Yeah.
And it sounds sterile and lifeless and like there's no energy in it. And that's why.
Well, keep on doing what you're doing, please. If you had the choice of recording with anybody, who would you pick? Tough question, I know, but if you had the choice of anybody.
Stevie Wonder. He was a big part of my childhood. I'd probably just be a bubble, a blubbing heap of mess if I was with him, but maybe not. He is divine. My dream would be to duet with Stevie Wonder and have him do a harmonica solo. I think I might collapse. I could collapse with the joy of it all. It's so extraordinary. His talent is so otherworldly, and again, he is somebody whose very being brings joy. There's not a note or he sings or plays that isn't just bubbling over with joy and positivity. That's who he is.
Yeah.
And he's had a tough, flipping tough life where he's come from, who he is, what he does. He does that thing that you found in the gospel church. He lifts us up. And no wonder everyone, from Prince to whoever it might be, Jacob Collier, all of us are so inspired by him. He's got this heightened level to him that, and I'm very lucky that, of course, my co-producer, John Fishback, recorded Songs in the Key of Life. So what are the chances of that?
Wow.
That I would end up working with the man that did that, so it's
probably one of the greatest albums of all time.
I believe that's up there. It's up there. It could be my number one because I can't think of a song from it that I haven't been massively inspired by. And what it meant to me as a kid, it's something else. And I talk to John all the time about what it was like doing it. It took bloody 2 years, but it was just like, and his description of Stevie playing these songs solo at the piano, when he was just like, just trying them out or fooling around, how it was just, again, it was like a take me to church moment. I really could believe what they were hearing.
So what's next for Judith Owen? You going out on the road with the album?
I'm out on the road starting, let me see, first show is Paris, which I'm happy to say is sold out next week. I do a lot of promo here and then promo next week in Paris. And then my first shows are Paris, Ile-de-France, Bellinzona in Switzerland, Milan. Then I come back here, do some more promo. Then I go to Chicago, St. Louis, and Minnesota. Then I go back to New Orleans and do Jazz Fest. Do a whole bunch of shows during the Jazz Fest period. And then I play New York and Florida. And then I come back to London and do, I'm in a musical that my husband wrote with his partner. I'm doing I'm actually going to be starring, or not even starring, but I'll be in this bloody musical for 2 months, rehearsing and doing it. And I'll be doing my own shows. I'm opening for Elvis Costello, actually, at the Umbria Jazz Fest, July 12th.
Wow.
Which is a really big deal because it's massive. It's insane, something like 10, 12,000. But it's something that I'm very, very excited about. I love Elvis. And it turns out Elvis is such a huge big band fan. Jazz fan. And I've met him multiple times when I actually get to be on the same bill, which is fantastic. Extraordinary lineup this year. It's like, John Baptiste and Sting and all sorts of incredible people.
He's one of the people I would love to meet and chat with. Elvis Costello.
Elvis, he's a nice guy. He's a smart guy. So. Yeah, he's a good bloke.
So what's the musical called that you're going to be in, Judith?
It's about J Edgar Hoover.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And it's very timely because, of course, it's about somebody who threatened and blackmailed everybody into submission. And it has one person who from the McCarthy era through Hoover all the way to present day with our president, Roy Cohn, who taught our president everything he knows. He is the person
Trump's lawyer, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. And he was in the anti-American, McCarthy era. He was a big mate of Hoover's, and that's really what you need to know. And it's about this person who held America hostage for some time and was also a homophobic homosexual who lived as a closet homosexual.
Yep.
So who had, again, it's like there are definitely similarities to what we're seeing. Not that he's a homosexual, of course, but, it's the threatening, the bullying. Very important. And so I get to be in that. So that's quite fantastic. And I think I'm very excited for Harry. Very excited. It's
That's
a
great.
wonderful show.
I will look. I'll look out for that. And hopefully,
yeah,
see
it
can get down.
opens July 16th to August 16th at the new King's Head Theatre in Islington. Wonderful new theatre, and
New King's Head Theatre, right?
Yeah, and then after that, I go back to America for more American dates, and then I come back and do a comprehensive European and UK tour in October and November, and then it'll be back to New Orleans for the huge Christmas show we do every year. I should mention that June 1st I'm at Bush Hall in London, and June 4th I'm in the Millennium Centre in Cardiff.
Right.
So that's a nice one. That's a nice couple of things I'm doing. But Bush Hall is the next big London show that I definitely want to.
And that's
June 1st.
June the 4th.
June 1st.
June 1st.
June 1st, Bush Hall.
Bush Hall. I'm going to have to check my diary and so feel free.
That will be the UK kind of release show. So that's going to be pretty fantastic. I'll get a couple of guests down to that too, but it'll be my band. It'll be the Callers. So I'm bringing the New Orleans band with me for the whole tour. So
I would love to catch that.
Exciting.
Bush Hall is a great little venue.
It's good, isn't it? It's a nice one. So let's pack that one out. I know getting a lot of love, so hopefully by then we'll
hopefully literally before we started chatting, I've had some albums sent to me, and one of them was Gary Moore live at Bush Hall.
Wow, how about
I was literally listening to that before we started chatting.
It's a good venue. I've played there for years, so I'm looking forward to it.
I've been to the Blues Awards there.
Oh, nice.
Bush, yeah.
Good.
I think the Who used to use it as rehearsal rooms at one time.
Yeah, it's a great rehearsal space. Really good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
See if we can get down, see what I can do. I would love to.
Well, definitely spread the word, my love, because that's what I need. But it's going to be a
show.
Well,
that's what we're here for at Blues.
That's what you're here for, my love. That is it. That is the job.
Yeah, that's what we're here for, to advertise, get the tour dates out there.
Yeah.
The album review is going to be out there, so.
Fantastic.
Well,
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I really have.
I loved it, Judith. I really, really did. I'll tell you again, I think it's one of the best I've heard in a long time.
Thank you so much.
I will say thank you so much for your time, and I will let you go now. Enjoy the sunny London weather.
Thanks, my love. You've been a pleasure. I look forward to seeing you.
It's been a pleasure chatting to you as well. You take care.
Thanks,
hopefully see you soon.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye, love.
Bye-bye. Bye.